they dead or alive? That is the question agitating the minds of many since 5 engineers working on a project for the Ebonyi State government mysteriously disappeared without trace on November 3, 2021. The missing engineers are Nelson Onyeme, 64, an indigene of Okohia, Ihiala local government area of Anambra; Ernest Ediani, 47, from Akpof, Nkano East local government area, Enugu State; Ikechukwu Ejiofor, 56, from Odumodu, Umunya, Oyi local government area of Anambra State; Samuel Aneke, 62, an indigene of Okunano, Enugu South local government area, Enugu; and Stanley Ebuka Nwazulu, 33, from Amobia South, Anambra State. On November 3, Onyeme, a director and partner at Nelan Consultants, Enugu, led 4 other engineers on a routine construction supervision job. The job was the construction of the Ebonyi Ring Road, a $150 million African Development Bank ADB project, where Nelan Consultants acts as consultants. The project traverses some communities in the states, including Effium, notorious for communal crisis. Neither Onyeme nor any of his colleagues has been seen since then. The families of the missing engineers have been meeting once in a week to reflect on the tragedy that hit them and exchange ideas and information, if any. Benjamin Ezabu, a principal partner in Nelan Consultants, offered perspective to the issue. He said, on November 3, our other principal partner, Engineer Nelson Onyeme, went to that site with 4 other engineers to introduce the engineers to the various contractors. The engineers are going to act as what we call resident engineers to the contractors. They got there around 1 p.m., but at about 3 p.m., they made the last call. Somebody called them from Abakaliki, and that was the last we heard of 5 of them till today. Since then, we have been all over the place trying to see what we can find, but that evening we called the Ebonyi State government office that takes care of that project to inform them that we have not heard from the team that went there. And they said they will get in touch with the governor that night. Eventually, they said the governor had dispatched his CSO to find out what the position was. The following day, being November 4, I went to Abakaliki and met with the coordinator of that project, because such projects have what they call State Project Implementation Unit, SPIU. In this case, it is run by one engineer, Felix Ota. So I met with him and we went to the police headquarters and discussed the whole issue with an assistant commissioner of police operations. That day, we were told that the governor had convened an emergency security council meeting with respect to that problem. We wrote the Inspector General of Police, intimating him of what we are passing through. So he approved a team of IRT special squad to go to Abakaliki and start the investigation. We also wrote to the Director General of the DSS and the National Security Advisor, narrating our problem to them. After about 2 weeks, the governor invited all the families that were affected by the kidnapping or abduction. We went to Ebonyi and met with the governor. He told us all the efforts he was making to secure their release. He even told us that the DSS had located them somewhere and they were alive. But the DSS couldn't strike lest there would be casualties, that they had gone back to Abuja, so we left. A week after that visit, the governor made a press statement saying that all the victims had been killed and buried. He added that they got a suspect who confessed to the killing and that they had gone with the suspects to point out the place where they were buried, but the suspects and policemen were attacked. He said about 30 policemen were attacked and some killed. That sent so much shockwaves around because the families read the news like every other person. We expected that if something of that sort happened, he would have told the families first. Maybe after recovering the bodies, he would call the families to come and identify those bodies before going to the press. We've been at a loss why that statement was made, despite other stories that said he was quoted out of context, which I didn't read. Since then, nothing positive has come. We've not seen the bodies, we've not seen them alive. We are still at a loss about what happened. Continuing, Ezeagu said, there is a foul play, but we can't place our finger on it. The engineers went with a branded vehicle. It had a bold inscription, Abakaliki Ring Road Project, with our logo and government registration number. The vehicle remains missing. When contacted, Ebonyi State Police Command said investigation was ongoing to ascertain the true situation of the missing workers. Police Public Relations Officer in the state, DSP Lovette Oda, told newsmen that the command had no evidence to prove that the engineers had been killed or still alive. She noted that the command recently embarked on a fact-finding mission in the war-torn Effium community, but its men were ambushed by the warlords, lamenting that 3 officers were critically wounded while 2 others were still missing. She said, "You are aware that the command recently visited the Warren community in search of the whereabouts of the kidnapped construction workers. Unfortunately, our men were ambushed and attacked by the same warlords who kidnapped the construction workers. 3 of our men were critically wounded while 2 were missing in action. So the matter is still being investigated. We cannot confirm for now that they have been killed or still alive. It's when we conclude our investigation on the matter that we may be able to say if they are dead or alive. So wait for the outcome of our investigation, which is still on." Since the disappearance of the 5 engineers, their families have been weeping in the Valley of Tears. They are united in grief, not knowing whether their breadwinners will ever come back to them. The grieving families are calling on security agents and governments to help unravel the mysterious disappearance of their breadwinners. For the 5 families, life has become a nightmare. Will that nightmare ever end? And if so, when? The answer, as they say, is blowing in the wind. From Lagos, this is Tina Timothy, News Express Nigeria Television.